Now, will charges be filed for the Senate shooting incident? Let's discuss this and more with Justice Department spokesperson Attorney Polo Martinez. Good evening and welcome to The Big Story, Attorney.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
All right. It took 6 days for the DILG and the PNP to complete its investigation. How long will your task force take to look into who should be accountable for what happened in the Senate?
So there's no definite timeline yet because what makes us different, what makes our investigation different from that of the one conducted by DILG is you have to make sure that if you are going to be charging crimes or if the Department of Justice is going to be charging anything against any of these individuals, then they have to meet the facts have to meet the elements prescribed under the law. So it's a more rigorous and thorough process, and what I would say the investigation that was done by all other agencies. No, so no definite timeline yet, but of course, given the urgency of the situation, we would be issuing these findings very soon.
Now, uh, obstruction of justice is one of the charges being talked about, and this involves disqualification of ever holding public office again if the person charged holds a position in the government. Is that correct? An elective position.
That is one of the accessory penalties, I believe. I would have to check the law again, the revised penal code. But yes, normally for grave crimes such as obstruction to justice and others, absolute disqualification is an accessory penalty to imprisonment.
Now, will your task force have to summon um, those people involved? For instance, Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano.
Well, so as part of our investigation, this department does have subpoena powers. That's one of the powers of our prosecutors. Um, as to whether or not they'll be issuing subpoenas against specific senators exactly, I cannot say for sure yet because that's up to the panel, no? I do note that Secretary Vida, Secretary Frederick Vida, did issue a directive to all law enforcement agencies, NBI, PNP, the Pasay City Police District, and even the NCRPO to submit whatever evidence that they have at their disposal no later than tomorrow, in fact, 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Now, well, Senator Bato de la Rosa is at large. And um, is there a case that, an additional case that can be, that he can be answerable for aside from the ICC warrant?
Well, that will depend entirely on what the findings of the prosecutors would be. Again, Ms. says, no, it has to, the facts, as soon as they're ascertained, have to be linked directly to a specific element under the law for these crimes. So that's how you determine whether or not a charge is warranted.
Now, let me rewind a bit because there was some sort of confusion between the position of the DILG and the DOJ pertaining to the ICC arrest warrant, which probably gave, some of those in the Senate or some room, some doubt as to whether the warrant was enforceable or not. Will I hope the government will be, clearer in this case. For instance, in the presentation in Malacanang today, there seemed to be agreement as to the findings that there was really no attack. But in the case of the ICC arrest warrant, what was the confusion there? How come two government agencies seem to contradict each other?
Okay, so I don't think there was any confusion on Ms. Sess, just to be clear. The law is very specific. The law says that under RA 9851, which is our own local domestic international humanitarian law, there are two modes by which an accused or a suspected person subject of a trial in a foreign tribunal. Just want to make that clear. It's a foreign tribunal, international tribunal. Is that there's surrender or extradition. We know that extradition in Senator Bato's case is not an available mode because there's no extradition treaty with the ICC. Because it's not a state. You can only have treaties with state to state. No, it's not a state. It's an international court. The statute governing it was the Rome Statute, which we know we are no longer a party to. However, surrender remains an option irrespective of any affiliation to any organization because that's domestic law. That's independent of any rules. So I think that one thing is clear. No,
But did the DILG know about this? It seemed its pronouncements prior to this so-called attack that was non-existent were different from the DOJ's clearer explanation of why the ICC warrant was valid and could be served on the senator.
I think Secretary Remulla had no confusion. It was he knows the law. Well, he was apprised of what the law does state. Surrender or extradition. I think if there's no contention at all with respect to that, no, Mrs.
Now, before we continue with this investigation by the task force, the lawyers of Senator Bato point out the lack of IRR or how to implement 9851 is something that may benefit them. That there was the law is not clear on how this warrant should be delivered or served on the senator, and so they can challenge RA 9851.
Okay, so before I do proceed to give the DOJ stance on this, at least then it's a very nuanced it's issue. So I think before at the outset, just like to reiterate that all these issues are currently pending with the Supreme Court by virtue of the petitions for certiorari and the TRO applied for by Senator Bato. So just not to violate the sub judice rule, which means that let's not delve too much or discuss publicly at least the matters pending before
But so
the
they
Supreme.
have a point to challenge 9851.
What I would say is that each party and each one of their councils would always advocate for their own position. So, and the law always, of course, is, of course, and when you go to trial, there's always going to be one position over the other. That's why you pit them against each other. And so, with the wealth and breadth of legal knowledge, I think, submitted by both camps, the Supreme Court would be the final arbiter, not to really give a decisive and definitive ruling on this regard.
But if Senator Bato is found and the NBI says they have a clue to his whereabouts, can the warrant be served? Can he be arrested?
Yes, so the executive branch's position has always been that the warrant by the ICC is valid. I think that one thing is clear, no? It's valid because the state has the right as a sovereign state, so by virtue of its sovereignty, to acknowledge the validity of this warrant. That's notwithstanding any affiliation or any membership to any treaty.
So is he correctly is it correct to say that he is a fugitive of the law?
I think that the term fugitive is a very technical legal term. So until such time that the Supreme Court or any court for that matter does say that categorically he is one, let's just wait for that. No, we're not in a position to say so. What we could say, however, is that again, the ICC warrant is valid, issued by the International Criminal Court. So yeah, that one thing is clear by virtue of residual jurisdiction. Okay, because all these incidents being investigated, they were done at the time that the Philippines was still a state party to the Rome Statute.
Correct. But Attorney Polo, no, to add to Sas's queries about this, it's kind of confusing because when you look at the events on March 11, 2025, when they took the former President Duterte to The Hague, it was an attached agency of the DOJ, which was the PCTC, that did it via Interpol diffusion notice. So now it looks like it was, as the events unfolded last week, it was the NBI who served it. Was there any clear distinction or coordination between your agencies to ascertain, okay, who's going to serve it via what? Are we using the ICC warrant, or are we going to wait for the Interpol diffusion notice, which, if you go by Secretary John Vic Remulla's statements, yun yung hinahantay niya?
Okay. No, legally, again, just to be clear, these are all pending matters with the Supreme Court. So the final arbiter, that being the Supreme Court, would be in the best position to say what really should have been done. No, but in terms of coordination, of course, the DOJ with the NBI as its attached agency coordinated with each other for all the events that transpired. PCTC is the designated government agency to receive or coordinate with the ICC. With Interpol too, yes, because it's the Philippine Center on Transnational Crime. So no question about that. But as to who enforces the warrant, no, Sean, is that your question? Am I correct?
Correct.
As to
Also
who
that.
enforces it?
Who has
Parang
the
naiba
domestic...
kasi, parang attorney, na iba kasi dun sa pag-aresto sa dating presidente at yung pagtangkang arestuhin si Senator Bato. Why didn't we use the same procedure?
Okay, so lahat naman kasi to law enforcement. Okay, they all form part of the the enforcement cluster of the government. So any one of these agencies could in fact enforce the warrant. Primarily actually police, PNP, right? But NBI, PCTs, they all fall under law enforcement. So NBI specifically
And I'd like
too.
to ask, was there really an attempt to arrest the senator when he was when he was running in the staircase? Was the warrant, the NBI being an agency under the DOJ, was a warrant of arrest being presented to him and he fled and went to the Senate? What were the events on that day?
So that's a fact, Ms. Sesno, that's yet to be determined by the fact-finding panel by the DOJ. So they would be in the best position to know what happened. And again, law enforcement agencies are given a directive to submit all their evidence at their on hand to the DOJ by 5 p.m. tomorrow.
So you cannot
Yes,
tell us for
thank you.
certain now if
Not
that
yet,
indeed
ma'am.
took place. Supposedly there were two female agents of the NBI who tried to hand it to him, but he walked away and fled.
Ang sabi
That
ni
will-
Matibag, hinawi niya silang dalawa and he fled. And
Yun
then
nga po
nakita
yung-
na natin yung CCTV of what happened after.
Yun nga po yung sabi, no? Lots of different versions of the story. But so we would like to defer to the panel for that. Mabibigyan din naman po tayo ng sagot.
Kasi
Event-
I'm asking because sinasabi ng side ni Senator Bato, his legal counsels, na wala namang pinapakitang warrant sa kanya. So there was really no attempt to serve it on him.
Actually, what was shown on that day was just a copy of the ICC arrest warrant that former Senator Antonio Trillanes had. But we don't know if the NBI was actually holding a valid arrest warrant that would be served against Senator Bato.
So these are precisely the issues that the panel will figure out. No? The facts that we have to determine. We'll find out soon.
Kasama po doon si former Senator Trillanes, because people are also asking bakit siya yung andoon and appeared to, at least to the public, siya yung unang nagpakita ng warrant.
And why the NBI allowed him to be there if he does not hold any position in government actually or as a law enforcement agent. Could the DOJ, could the NBI have erred in that regard?
I think, Ms. Ses, the fact that the NBI allowed Senator Trillanes, I mean, that's a conclusion of fact we have yet to determine too. And marami kasing sides ang sinasabi, anyone could see anything. But we'll figure out the truth, which of these facts being stated is the truth. We'll ferret that out soon enough. I want
Sana,
to
Attorney
defer-
Polo, may malinaw na timeline. You know, this is where, when the facts are unclear, this is where all the propaganda can come in. And so we just want to be crystal clear also about what really happened, because if we cannot really dispute what one side is trying to put out as propaganda, we want the facts. So
And I guess, Attorney, help us understand the process. Wouldn't the NBI need to seek coordination with the DOJ before supposedly serving and forcing an arrest warrant?
There was coordination. I think that one thing is clear. There was coordination.
On that day, Attorney, Monday?
Yes, yes, there was. As to the specifics or the details of that coordination, even I would not be privy to that, no? But I want that is clear. There was coordination.
There was coordination to serve an arrest warrant for Senator Bato because there were rumors na siya nga po ay may planong umattend ng Senate session on that day. Tama po ba?
No, no. I think even yung pag-serve, ano ba yung purpose, di ba? Yun yung tanong eh.
Yes.
Okay, we know there's coordination. What was the purpose of that coordination between the NBI and DOJ? Was it to serve the warrant? Hindi, I can't give a categorical answer to that yet because the coordination naganap is that NBI will be proceeding to the Senate. As to the specifics of the details, again, we'll have to wait. Okay, well, we will issue a pronouncement on this soon enough.
So yung prinesenta kanina na nasa press ko no, ni Secretary John Vic kasama ni PNP Chief Nartates, iimbestigahin nyo rin yung version nila nung timeline. Plus yung mga
Yes.
CCTV na pinakita nila sa atin.
Tama, tama.
So
Titingnan
even
natin.
that is subject to a rigorous review, verification, right.
Independent po kasi. As much as we respect, di ba, the DILG and their own investigation, the conduct of which, independent na po yan sa DOJ dahil iba rin po yung purpose ng pag-investigate ng DOJ. It's to determine if criminal charges are warranted and against whom may charge.
So kasama na rin dyan ang head ng NBI because there are claims that he may also have committed some infractions. Claims by the camp of the Dutertes.
Ang imbestigahan po natin is yung situation, yung nangyari mga incidents from May 11 to May 14. Any person, kahit sino po yan, if may warranted na criminal charges, then we will recommend the filing of the same.
And Attorney, the DOJ says it now has leads and quote-unquote actionable information on the whereabouts of Senator Bato de la Rosa, but there is still no formal manhunt order against the senator. So with that said, Attorney, what specific steps is the DOJ taking to monitor the whereabouts of Senator de la Rosa?
Just to echo Secretary Vida on his statement, the directive is to stand down for now in issuing the warrant, enforcing it rather. So, yun muna. With the only exception of him when he does leave the country, kung nagtangka siya umalis ng bansa. Di ba? Pag nagtangka siya umalis ng bansa, there's an ILBO and Immigration Lookout Bulletin Order na na-release namin through the Bureau of Immigration. And if makita na sinusubukan niya umalis sa bansa, then he will be arrested.
This stand-down order is in recognition of the pendency of the petition by Senator De La Rosa before the SC. Is that correct?
Yes. In deference to the courts. Diba? Respeto na po yan sa judicial process sa husgado.
But again, to be clear, the ICC warrant is completely enforceable because there's no TRO issued by the court.
Yes.
And to clarify lang, ILBO or HDO?
ILBO.
Spokes. Yeah.
ILBO po, iba po yan kasi ang HDO, we know na korte lang po.
Kilinawin lang ano yung
Immigration Lookout
Okay.
Bulletin Order.
So, ang Immigration Lookout Bulletin Order po, para lang klaro, it's executive in nature, meaning it's issued by the DOJ, of course, through the Bureau of Immigration as an attached agency. So, executive po yan. And what is the function of that? Ang function niya is to oversight. Okay, oversight. No, may pangalan nakalista doon. And if that person listed or indicated in that order is found to be attempting to abscond, leave the country, then the proper government agencies will be notified, primarily the DOJ, as to what steps will be taken after being notified. Nasa executive discretion din po yan. And Secretary Vida has reiterated that in our case, in this particular case, if Senator Bato does do so, then it will be considered as a mockery of our judicial system of justice. Whereas, ang HDO, judicial naman, di ba? Iba
Oo,
naman.
hindi. Kina-clarify ko lang kasi sinabi mo pagka nakita siya sa immigration checkpoints, maaaresto siya. So there is an executive order attached to his elbow na pag nakita siya, arestuhin siya? Or kasi normally pag lookout bulletin, titimbrehan lang na umalis eh.
Yeah, ito po yun. So, tama, correct, Sean, no? Kasi ang HDO, yun lang yung korte lang pwedeng magpaano talaga aresto, di ba? Ang elbow, in itself, generally, wala yung power to, it doesn't,
You don't have the power to hold
the power
the
to
person,
hold or
to
to
prevent
arrest the
him.
person, yes, to prevent his right to travel, di ba? Makakalabas pa rin siya ng bansa. But, ang pinagkaiba in this situation is that may ICC warrant na valid.
Eh kung lumabas na ng bansa, paano po yun?
Kung lumabas po siya ng bansa at hindi kami natimbrehan, ibig sabihin, sa ibang paraan po siya nakaluwas. Diba?
Oo
In
nga
that
po,
case,
pero
then that's a different case.
the warrant is still enforceable in another country, or what are the laws that govern that?
Can't really say because if he does move to a different country, it will depend on that country's own laws, that own country's executive discretion. Diba? So, ang alam po natin is that in the Philippines, as a sovereign state, we have our own executive discretion, and the Philippines has considered the warrant to be valid. That I think is clear, that you don't need to be a party to any treaty to consider the same as valid. That's executive discretion, Pangilinan versus Cayetano. It's a
Okay.
Supreme Court decision.
We thank you for talking to us, DOJ spokesperson, Attorney Polo Martinez.